of the Order of the Niger, GCON Honor. And a National Youth Conference will address challenges and opportunities for young people that the president is said to. I mean, it's going to last for 30 days, so that's like a month, of conversation. And finally, the president ends with a message of hope. I mean, a message of resilience, a message promising better days ahead, emphasizing unity, collective efforts to build a greater Nigeria. Well, that being said, this is Eagles 102.3 FM. We give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on. And my name is Udwak Daniel. I want to also say a big thank you to you for connecting via, the social media platforms just to see the ambience in the studio, talking about the YouTube channel at Eagles FM Abuja, as well as on the Facebook page wall. It will be at Eagles FM Abuja. As you get there, be sure to come, you came, you saw, and you're conquering with us, because together we will soar highly. I mean, as Nigeria goes into yet another 32 years, just before we can say, all right, we have attained another 32 years. Remember, it is 64 now. So if you slash it into 2, it becomes 32 plus 32, 64. So we've started yet another 32 years journey. But it will also be noteworthy to bring to your eardrums the fact that we have our guest who is in the studio right now with us. Right, he's a Right Honorable Daniel Attayi. Right, he always says that he speaks for the emancipation of you and I, speaks for the people, speaks for the masses, and he's been doing this for quite a long time. Right, good morning and welcome to the studio today. Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Odwak. Yes. Good morning, audience.
All right, so we're looking at, 64 years 64 years, and the president just a few days before today had said the Independence Day celebration was going to be about a low-key celebration. It's not going to be, at a very large, scale. But then we are looking at the leadership, the policies, and the politics 64 years on, right? Leadership, policies, and even the politics that has, followed through this particular period. Quite a number of people have their various, thoughts, in this regard when it comes to, governance and leadership in Nigeria. I mean, we've attained 64 years, and ordinarily, persons will say, some persons will say that we have attained good age. We're no longer children. At 64, you cannot come and give excuses. Yeah. It would be an age whereby you call the younger ones and you sit them down like, when we were much younger. Grandfather, right? And you're speaking like Tales by Moonlight, and they sit down, they're looking up to you, and then you start to, offload, the very seasons and the times as you've spent it, the mistakes, the progress, the gains, and the advice and all of that. Do you think that we have indeed attained that at this point in time?
Yeah. Mr. Udwak.
Yes, please.
Like every other citizen of this country, Nigeria, I am a kind of optimistic person, and I believe in hope, especially hope.
Right.
Hope that is achievable, that is attainable. 64 years, of course, if you see a man of 64 years, you know that he's an old man and a grandfather already.
Right.
But we are talking today about the policies, the politics, and the hope, the renewed hope agenda. First of all, let me say this, that in the 80s, when we were growing up, we see the policies, the democratic policies, even the military policies during the time of the dictatorial regime,
right,
or regimes. We saw Nigeria as a super economic nation, because at the time, I could remember even in 1984, I was like 5 years, when my dad would give me 10 kobo to go to school. and then you have change from the 10 is a coin. And the dollar then was 2 naira. $1 is 2 naira. I mean, one naira is $2. The opposite.
At the time.
The dollar was superior to the naira. I mean, the naira was superior to the dollar. And it was only £1. 1 United Kingdom's pound. That is 2 naira in Nigeria. I remember that time. Now, our economic policies, even our democratic policies, our institutional politics or policies are all wrong. I don't know when it started going wrong, but since Mr. President has assured us of a renewed hope, we want to see economic policies that will revert back to the old days. When I mean old days, where we had economic boom. Then number 2, our institutions. Because if you have no economy, you are independent as a nation. If you are dependent on foreign nations or foreign currencies like the dollars, the pounds, and your naira is in a state of devalued coin or currency, that means your nation is a slave nation. That means productivity has rooted us completely.
Right.
What am I trying to say now? Policies comes from the Constitution. How is our Constitution standing today? Thank God, again, Mr. President has said that the Constitution will be reviewed and reformed. But a lot of activists and citizens are saying, look, the Constitution of the country needs to be overhauled. There is nothing there to be reformed or overviewed because it was a military fiat document. Number 3, politics. In our democracy today, you discover that the institutions that are to make democracy strong, 1, the electoral umpire, because we're talking about democracy.
Right.
2, the political parties, they are institutions. 3, even though the judiciary is an arm of government, it is also an institution of democracy where the rule of law is supposed to be 100% maintained and given to whom? To citizens their democratic right, their democratic dividends, and their democratic orders. When I mean democratic right, we have laws and legalities that are governing us in the country under the judiciary. You discover that the judiciary today has become a kind of, they have become like subjected and completely dependent on the executive arm of government. In a democratic nation, it is not supposed to be so. And when this happens in a nation where your judiciary is frail, where your democratic umpire, like the electoral umpire, is not even digital, can be manipulated, can be rigged, where justice cannot be gotten and where justice are selective, or where the fight against corruption is not in total, it's not holistic, then you do not have a nation, a trajectory as a nation. What is Nigerian trajectory today? We don't have. What is our nationalism? We don't have. What I have been repeating is that unless we begin to jettison the idea of religion, the idea of ethnicity and tribe, we may not go far in this country. And if we must do so, we must be patriotic with the Constitution. Look, when we were growing up in the 70s and 80s, Uduak, we used to have penalties for crime.
Right.
And in fact, death penalty, a capital punishment for crime. Today, they said we should not have death penalty because we are a member nation of the United Nations Organization and the charters on human rights and freedom. and the rule of law. But how do you see the fight against crime in Nigeria or even corruption? You discover that the highest bidders are always the ones that win the cases.
So are you saying it's because of the death penalty that's not allowing for crime and corruption to be fought?
Oh, yes. If you have a stringent law against corruption, we will not be where we are today, where I told you that a pound was 2 naira.
And the dollar
even in 1984 down to 85.
Yeah.
And the dollar
was 2.
The naira supersede the dollar by a square.
But let's fast forward to now. There is an ICPC, there's an EFCC that is looking into issues of corruption. I mean, we've seen all of these organizations and institutions over time from 1960 up until now. Are you saying that we've not been able to go make any progress?
My brother,
because
the ICPC will tell you that go to court, to industrial court. If you bring a case, is the labor not in court in the industrial court today? Right. Is the ICPC not aware of the corruption fight that the labor too is fighting? Do they listen to the Nigerian labor? Do they listen to the Nigerian people? Even if the government is owing you pensions and arrears, gratuities and severances, go to industrial court. They'll tell you to go to ICPC. They'll tell you to go to industrial court. And when you go to industrial court, you spend years there. You have finished your tenure. You have retired and gone home. No, your money is not coming because the case is in court and it could be pending for years. Where in the democratic nations of the earth that justice is being delayed like this? When you talk of the EFCC fight against corruption, you can see clearly that the fight is even what I call selective, vindictive, and very, very animosious. Why did I say that?
Yeah, I was gonna
when Nuhu Ribado was an EFCC chairman, we saw a pragmatic EFCC. Pragmatic. Even I think who succeeded him also did wonderfully better. Even the young man Bauer that came and left of recent performed credibly well. And you know, but it cannot be in total because some of the fight become partisans against the oppositions, against or intra-party opponent. So when a system like EFCC, ICPC are not independent in the fight against corruption, it becomes useless. See the case of Yahaya Bello.
Right.
See the case of
NLC. Okay, we had an NLC president.
The NSC president?
Well,
yeah, they invited him. FCC2 invited him. And even the DSS invited him. Look at the case of Yahaya Bello is a very clear one, for instance.
Clear in what instance?
Yeah, clear in the sense that you say this man is a criminal. He has looted the state treasury. You don't have evidence of the things he has achieved in Kogi State, and you don't have evidence of what you said you claim. Then you placed him on a wanted list. The man that you said you have been looking for came to your office. I'm just giving you a clear example.
Right.
Came to your office like somebody, like a fugitive turning himself into the law for questioning or for interrogation. And then you ignored him to go.
Ignored him to
You ignored him to go. You even told him to go. If you have told him to go, it means he has no case to answer for you. Why then would EFCC now go to the liaison office, for instance, mobilize and started shooting there? Is that democratic? You know, when Yahaya Bello's life could be threatened, you go to the liaison office to shoot guns, to try to even attempt to climb the fence to the Kogi State liaison office that you want to arrest him. And they ask EFCC, why didn't you arrest him when he came to your office? They say because he was with a sitting governor. Is immunity of the governor covering Yahaya Bello in the first place? Is the immunity of the deputy governor, of the sitting governor, you know, covering Yahaya Bello? No, but was the governor not there at the liaison office when EFCC went shooting spray at that place? So you see, that fight looks like selective and vindictive.
Right.
And don't forget, Yahaya Bello came from a minority tribe of whatever in Kogi State and then became a governor. And you know, the powers that be, even the intra-party powers, the traditional power of that institution and his current affiliation, because I don't think he's much affiliated with the sitting president, which is a case study that I'm telling you. Even the time of Obasanjo, we saw how he used the FCC to fight vendetta You understand? Even the time of Jonathan, at one time or the other, we saw EFCC pinching people. You get me? And who in Nigeria that is not a criminal, for instance? Who among the politicians, among the government officials, among the ex-governors, among the ex-senators that have not stolen? And why is it that we eliminate the stiffer penalty and make caricatures of ourselves in the court of law, where people will just dress as senior advocate of Nigeria, go and defend the thief? Now, I begin to see, personally and like other activists, that our fight against corruption has taken the tone of tribalism, has taken the tone of ethnicity, has taken the tone of religion, has taken the tone of especially party politics and affiliations.
But hasn't this always been, the order of the day? I mean, since 1960 up
it is not supposed to be, and that is why our nation is where we are. So if you think that you can set free a fugitive, then you have no right to go back to start shooting at him or in his house or anywhere. You are threatening. In fact, as a matter of fact, you are violating his fundamental human right.
So what do you think it should be the way forward? I mean, we just turned 64, right?
We are 64 apart from corruption. Which of our institutions that you think of democracy that is strong? So, Mr. President, the country, the citizens want, one, the constitution to be reformed. Two, strengthen our institutions and devolute the power, your own power. The constitution gives enormous power to the president of Nigeria. A president cannot appoint an electoral umpire chairman. You get me? Right. It is not supposed to be. In Nigeria, who appoints the chairman of INEC? It's Mr. President. Who even appoint the Attorney General of the Federation is Mr. President. There is no policy, there is no constitutional internal organogram for them to grow and come like the way the military do. If a military junior cadre comes to power, all the senior generals are forced to be retired. But in politics, it's not so.
So you're advising or suggesting for the same to happen in politics?
In politics and democracy, it is supposed to be so, because where you are selective in your fight against corruption, or where the constitution empowers Mr. President to even appoint Attorney General of the Federation, that means your judiciary will be weak.
Well, from the conversation,
you can even make the judiciary a toil in your hand.
But from the conversation, you've seemingly put all of the blame on the table of Mr. President.
On the Constitution.
When quite a number of people would say that, look, what about those who are also working in tandem with the president? Who are the advisors? Who are those in the ministries and departments and agencies? These people, don't they also have, or are they exonerated from the entire system? No, are they not seeing the reality? Shouldn't they also think as human beings?
They were appointed as cabinet to help the president. And you know the kind of Owambe politics that we play in Nigeria, or yes sir politics that we also play in Nigeria. If a president or a governor or even a local government chairman appoint you as his aide, you should be able to you should be bold enough to do your job by advising that same. But you see, most times the advisors even go even when the man is so busy trying to attend to calls, trying to attend to matters in his phones, advisor is supposed to be carrying out some certain functions independently of the boss. It is not so. Everything has to come from the table and the directive of the head, of the governor, of the president, of the chairman. No nation is run like that. You must have divisions of labor, like we have the ministries, the departments, and the agencies now. Look at what is the production capacity of all of these institutions, all of these MDAs? None. And that is why we have become valueless in the country. We don't even have citizens' right in Nigeria. Now let's watch and wait for what Mr. President, because the blueprint I see are good ones. But you know, Nigerians are also suffering. The economy is tougher now, even though it has a very good compass to lift Nigeria, to return Nigeria to the old glories. The old glories, and the old glory was even a better glory than what we are seeing now. There were roads, there were social amenities, there were even common basic amenities completely for Nigerians then. Now, we don't even have basic amenities as a country. We are still coming from the background of underdevelopment where we say this road is bad. We are talking of constructing roads. No road in state capitals, no road in capital cities, no road in villages, no road in local government. So you see no water. When we were growing up, we had pipe-borne water rushing in our toilets. When we're grown up, we have good roads, we have electricity. Now you see there is none of these things. And even if they are very incompetitive situation, very, very unaffordable by the common citizen of this country. So where are we in 64 years? I will tell you, we are nowhere.
Well, are you justifying that statement that says the good old days? Because as it is now, it seems like the order of the day. We've been hearing that when people come telling us about their time, you know.
We wait for Mr. President to reform the Constitution.
Right.
Maybe things will change. When we go back to parliamentary system, maybe things will change. When we devolve the power of the central power, devolution of power, maybe things will change. When we state begin or region begin to control their resources, maybe things will change. When we have competition in electricity supply, yes, when we have good competition in our health policies and health institutions, maybe things will begin to change. When we begin to value artisanship, when we begin to value skill acquisitions and technical schools, digital economy, digital enhancement, then things will begin to change. Because right now, the certificates we get from the universities are just paper. So the PhD, the professors are all teaching in universities. There is no research by any PhD that is carried out. If you are a PhD holder, you must have had research thesis. You must have gone so well in research, even in science and anything, in such a way that you will produce maybe electricity for us, maybe you take Nigeria to the moon, or you produce an underground train tunnel for us. You have to be a professor that have research work physically, not paperwork, with PhD holder. I'm a master degree holder. I'm a professor. All the professors and the PhD holders are the ones rigging election for criminals in Nigeria.
No, but let me come in there. I mean, one of the things that the president, have said, the president has not acted as though he's unaware.
Maybe I'm talking alone. Maybe your clients, you have to listen to what your guests are saying.
We'll get with what the guests are saying. But I mean, one of the things that the president had mentioned, is the fact that there, as a win against, the terror and banditry. I mean, he said having eliminated 300 Boko Haram bandits commanders, and he also said that there was going to be economic reforms of $30 billion in foreign direct investment. Now, he didn't stop there. He didn't stop there.
Yes.
He didn't stop there.
Yeah.
It says the government also aims to create 2.5 million jobs annually and invest in mechanized farming, right? And this will involve governors from the southwestern states, as well as governors from Kebbi, Niger, and Jigawa, Kwara, Nasarawa. And finally, he had said, in fact, that there's a need for a national youth conference to addressing, the challenges and opportunities for young people. And this is one of the things that Nigerian youths have been clamoring for, right? To have a space
first of all,
in the system.
Yeah, let me first of all start from the fight against insecurity. The fight against insecurity is good, but it will continue to be very unproductive. You know why?
Why?
It has just like the fight against corruption that I mentioned, EFCC's selective fight. This fight too is a kind of taking the tone of religious fight. Because if you look at the banditry and the Boko Haram sect that comes from the north, or from anywhere they came from, that originated in the north, they say Boko Haram, we don't want anything English.
Right.
English tradition. And that is to say, they are establishing a country in a country. To me, that is treasonable. And what is the national or the federal government doing about it? Are we going to continue fighting Boko Haram unendingly, or will end Boko Haram? If we want to end Boko Haram, we have the capacity.
Is it about policy?
The military? Yes, it's not about policy. Now, it is not only about policy, it's about patriotism of the forces.
Okay.
The military and the paramilitary fighting the insurgencies must have patriotism. And then the government, on the other hand, must give them morals Give them morals, what is due to them. In a situation where people are going to war front, they don't come back to see their allowances, their insurances are not even saved or given to their families quickly when they are dead. These policies can weaken the morals of the military. That is security in that aspect.
Let me quickly, cut in now, right? Now that we have attained 64 years, right? Just one sentence and then we'll go, pay our bills. Of course, when we come back, we get the reaction from, Nigerians. Now, what sectors do you think should be given focus or priority the most? What sectors? Maybe three sectors.
Just industrialization.
Okay.
The industrial sector is zero.
Right.
And that is why our economy is down, and that is why the value of the naira is also going the way it's going. So no matter how much the president wants to get for us in dollars, if the exchange rate remains like this, it's useless.
No, of course, the second sector, we've said three.
We mentioned
industrialization now.
Yeah. Then we have to set our democracy right in the fact that we do not have people's democracy yet. What we have is democracy of the oligarchs. When I mean the democracy of the oligarchs, the democracy we have belongs to the rulers and the leaders and not the citizens.
All right.
In a democracy, the system should function. We should have electoral umpire that is digital, where people's voice and people's votes can count.
And what
if not, we don't have.
What do you think will be the third, sector that should be looked into?
The third sector that should be looked into is our health sector, and let me combine it like education sector.
Okay.
Our education system must be changed. The priority that we have for paper certification is bad. Let's try what we call certificate, what Chinese did that brought them to where they are, where Mongolia, Japan and others, in what they do. You can't give a child 15 subjects to learn and be learning theory, and then the curriculum is old curriculum. It is time we go digital. All schools in US, UK, Europe and America, they are all in digital form. You can stay in your house and learn. You must not go to the class to read and study and come out with paper. They must send you to the industries where you practice what the field of your jurisdiction that you are studying. That is how I see reform. If not, any grammar, if you like, carry 1 million youths to youth conference and they are still not productive. Imagine education that is not a productive education, that is based on paper or bragging, where people who graduate just show up their NYSC uniform on Facebook and then they become productive, they become unemployed. Is that a nation? There's no trajectory for anything in the nation. So we begin to set trajectories for these things.
I'll put a peg to your thoughts right there. Let's go take an announcement and of course hear it from Pay Some Bills. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is a special announcement. Join us today for a special Independence Day edition of Safe Fair Connect. We'll be live on air at 4:30 p.m. with a captivating lineup that promises to engage and inspire. To participate in the live discussion, be sure to listen closely to the program so you'll know the perfect moments to call in. Dial 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888 to share your thoughts on health, safety, and security concerns in your area. Make sure you tune in and ready to be part of the conversation. Happy Independence Anniversary. Safety Doctor.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Heroes walk among us, unnoticed, uncelebrated, yet their impact shapes our nation. On the 2nd of October 2024 at 4 p.m., Nigeria will gather to another unsung heroes, those who have gone beyond the call of duty to uplift our great nation. Join us at the Nigerian Patriotism Awards at the prestigious Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja. Be part of this historic event. Together, let's celebrate the individuals who represent the true spirit of Nigeria. The Nigerian Patriotism Awards 2024, October 2nd, 4 p.m., Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja. Together, we rise. For more information, visit nigeriapatriotism.org or call 0803 059 6162, 0703 779 9765.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area,
Do you think I will now find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG, who? Without me, you would have been nobody. But I
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Hello, everyone. This is a special invitation to tune in to Eagles 102.3 FM for the Safe Sphere Connect program with Town Planner Ibrahim MT, the safety doctor. If you are looking for more information and guidance on the morality of life, health, safety, security, and the environment, then this is the show for you. Join us every Tuesday from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. for an hour of insightful discussions, expert interviews, and engaging segments that will keep you informed and safe. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars and make sure to tune in to Eagles 102.3 FM. Stay safe, stay informed, and connect with Safe Sphere Connect.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Child Protection Initiative Against Cybercrime (CCPRO) calls on all teens and tech lovers for the 3rd Nigeria Teen Cyber Festival, NG Teen Cyber Fest 2024. Join thousands of young minds as we dive into the future of technology and cybersecurity with the theme From Ideas to Impact, fostering innovation in the age of AI. Meet top tech experts, explore the latest in online privacy, join our hackathon contest, and win fabulous prizes. Date 3rd of October 2024 at the Olumawu School, Wuse 2, Abuja. To participate in the hackathon or main event, please call Bumi on 081 3309 8542 or Zubeiru on 070 6662 4417. NG Teen Cyber Fest. Secure, innovate, lead. The future is yours. Supported by Eagles 102.3 FM.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable.
Eagles 102.3.
Right, this is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, where we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime in the day. It doubles as the 1st of October 2024, Independence Day, as well as Happy New Month to you. Well, that feels good. As a dawn of a new day, a new trajectory, as the Right Honorable himself would say, that there's a need to not only set a gender, but set a trajectory for the future generation to indeed follow through. We are talking about the low-key celebration, the 64th, celebration of the Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, Independence Day and all of that. Well, let's give you the numbers already so we get into the discourse as much as we can. The number for you to connect with would be 0907 353 0044. 0907 353 0044. The other number would be 0908 0909-766-8888. And the WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. Do well to call these numbers, as we would only be hearing your reaction at this point in time, as well as engage as much as we can. Taking this call now. Hello and good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, Triple D.
Yeah, my name is Triple D, sir. God bless you. Happy Independence.
The same to you. Where are you calling from, though?
I'm calling from Waru.
All right, a few seconds to go. Let's talk.
All right. Please, may God bless the man you invited in that studio. May God bless you.
Right.
Thank you.
I keep on saying it. Until Mr. President hand is not in appointing of any institution, nothing will work.
Right.
But we'll get it right by the grace of God. Good morning.
Thank you. Nigeria. God bless Nigeria right there. Keep the calls coming through. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call, or you call 0909-705-4450, and we indeed take your messages. Well, let's get on to the WhatsApp portal message right now. Quite a number of messages coming through via the WhatsApp portal. Let's see this one. This one is coming from Abba Anointing. Joseph, you didn't quite let us know where it is that you're calling or you're messaging from, but please do well to add that. All right, I see that you're typing, so let's go with this one. It says, but come to think of it, why has EFCC allowed many politicians with corruption cases to go scot-free while clinging on this Yahaya Bellows case? EFCC's actions shows obvious malice and predetermined intent. Waiting be my own. Now them, they will be all right, he says. All right, but let's see this one here. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
My name is Joshua from Suleja.
All right, Joshua, all the way from Suleja.
Yeah, thank you
very straight to the point. You have 30 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, the 54th Independence celebration.
Yes, please.
We thank God for Nigeria for attending such a hajj. Those of us who saw the 70s and 80s know where things went wrong. And I want to tell you, since the day we jettisoned moral instructions and values and our traditional, our core values, Nigeria went into trouble. And that is why we see corruption thrive so much in this country.
Okay.
We were all here when there was windfall of oil boom in Nigeria during the Gulf War, and the governors insisted that the money should be shared.
Right.
Our economy took a nosedive since then, and we have not recovered.
Okay.
Because soon after the war, we ran into a crisis, and since then we have been there. Coupled with all the fact that we play ethnicity, tribalism, and religiosity in everything that we do, with Nigeria can never get it right.
Okay.
But I want to put it across the
whole you might want to wrap up now. Maybe just 30 seconds to go on.
Or just one word, please.
Yes, one word, please.
We all should still believe in Nigeria and put our heads together to renavigate this water and bring Nigeria back to its flow.
All right, thank you so much, Joshua.
Happy Independence celebration.
Right. God bless Nigeria. He says right there, God keeps blessing Nigeria. See this one right here. It says, I am Amoto from Kogi, texting from Gwarimpa. All right. It says, EFCC is making mockery of themselves in this Bello case. How can they claim to uphold the law by being a lawbreaker? That's, by the way, I don't even know exactly what we are celebrating at 64. God helps Nigeria. Taking yet another message. EFCC, well, please, I would like the name and the location. It's important. That's what works with this organization, okay? Seeing this one here now. Taken B all the way from Nasarawa State. I greet your guest. I'm listening from Nasarawa. Says the person who wrote the speech for Tinubu has done his job. However, we need results. A hungry man is an angry man. We can't hear all the beautiful English on empty stomach. Tinubu should stop giving governors rights to share. Instead, crash the market price and eliminate middlemen. Our people in IDP camps are farmers. Ensure they are returned home. Bring the pump price of fuel down. Only this can reduce our pains and not big English. Right. I see that. Taking this call. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, please.
Yeah, my name is Dave.
Sorry?
I'm calling from Lube.
What's your name, please?
Zubairu.
All right, Zubairu from Lube. You have 30 seconds. Please go straight to the point. Let's talk.
Okay. My own is just, I want to say that I want to remind Mr. President
Bola Ahmed Tinubu that the election has gone. So she remember that we are now in season of campaign. Getting implement for what we want to do for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you for that one. Giving the president a subtle, a soft reminder right there. Thank you. But yeah, the number still remains 0907-353-0044. Hello and good morning.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Johanna Dege Umaru. I'm calling from Mauritius. Abuja here.
All right, straight to the point. 30 seconds you have. Let's go.
Yeah, actually, let me start by congratulating you. I love your program, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, for Mr. President, I think what the advice I have for him is he should put himself in the shoe back then when he was in Lagos.
Right.
When he was coming up on the street, when he was coming up on the motor park, when he was coming up, when he was walking barefooted, when he was like, I'm not insulting him, but some more or less like Agboro, he should think about how life was here when Naira was having value. He suffered when Naira was valued, and now that Naira has become nothing to take home about, and people are suffering, and he is still saying he couldn't think and recall that suffering before.
All right.
Suffering now is bigger than suffering before.
Yeah.
So please, we are suffering as Nigerians.
Okay.
We love Nigeria, and we hope Nigeria will be great. But please, Mr. President should take immediate action. Thank you.
Take immediate action. It says, President, take immediate action. This one coming from Lucy Ego from Nasarawa State. Okay. Goes on to saying, right. Let's get into it. It says EFCC is making mockery of themselves in this Bello case. How they claim to uphold the law by being a lawbreaker. That's, by the way, okay. I don't know what we exactly celebrating. Okay, I see that.
Yes.
That was, what are we celebrating at 64? You say, God help us. And to this one here, it says, John texting from Cuba, the EFCC should be disbanded immediately. They have failed in their purpose and are a complete disgrace. The Constitution needs a total overhaul. Every politician should be thoroughly investigated from the time they entered politics, how much they earned, and any business they built, up to their current wealth. Nothing should be overlooked. Corrupt politicians should face the death penalty. Only then will I take this Bello situation seriously. Bello is just a victim of coming from the minority in Kogi. In reality, the past 64 years have been a complete waste. Our leaders continue to bow to World Bank loans, which only enslave the nation, while they steal from and impoverish the common man. Even a fool can see that World Bank loans mean slavery. There's nothing independent about Nigeria, not even common sense. Okay, that is a lot. Okay, but thank you though. Yusuf from Wuse 2. Good morning, UD and the guest in the studio. I listened to the president this morning. Same rhetorics and out of touch with reality on ground. He didn't address the prohibitive cost of living caused by the removal of fuel subsidy and massive devaluation of the Naira. The president told us that he has substantially paid our debt and that our foreign reserve has increased, but this has not impacted the value of the Naira. The president praised some state governors for keying into his agricultural program, but the program is still in the pipeline. The president said nothing about reducing his overbloated cabinet. To me, convening a national youth conference is diversionary, waste of time and resources, as the duty to make life meaningful for Nigerians lies squarely with the president and his team. Have a nice day. Yusuf, you say right there. All right, let's see any more messages from here we would take. All right, let's just take this call already. All right, keep the calls coming through though. The number would be 0907-353-0044. And I also want to encourage you to get on to the YouTube channel and do well to also give your reactions, as well as the Facebook page wall at Eagles FM Abuja. Taking this call. Hello and good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Please, what's your name?
Calling from Dikwe.
Sorry, your name? Friday,
calling from Dikwe.
All right, very quickly, 30 seconds. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm still congratulate you with the program. I'm particularly your guest.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I've spoken where I have touched, he's able to touch some of the concerns of Nigeria.
Right.
And now I discovered that at one time in this country today, nobody is scared of anything. And I wish to align with what I said. If the country or the power that if the government of the day be able to reintroduce or introduce the death penalty,
right?
This to help stop the corruption and then bring everybody under the law, or be able to start again.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, though. Appreciate that one from you, Friday, for one time. Let's go to this one. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning
this
to you,
is
please.
King Kennedy calling from Cairo.
Welcome aboard. Talk to us, Kennedy. 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. Happy independence to Nigeria. I'm already in green white. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There is no need to repeat. The presidency is aware of all our sufferings. So I just want to remind him that we are waiting patiently as he solves them so we can celebrate the next independence. We can celebrate it even better. Once again, happy birthday to my mom. She's a year older today.
Oh, lovely, lovely right there. Nigeria. Yes, God bless Nigeria. We are not insensitive to the fact that your mom too is a year older. Feels good to know, right? Well, anyways, we're still looking at 64 years on, and my guest has been, the Right Honorable himself, right? That will be Right Honorable Daniel Atai. He's a social political activist and emancipator. He's also an ICT expert and a political pathfinder for the masses, of Nigeria as we speak on the low-key 64th Independence Day celebration, leadership policies and politics. Taking this call. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. Yeah.
Good morning. Obona Jackson on the line.
Obona Jackson, where are you calling from, please?
Yes.
Where are you calling from? All right, let's get into it. 30 seconds, please. Go straight to the point.
What I'm just trying to say, the brokers have not, as far as I watch the broker, that's what made me to come to where I'm working.
Right.
I watch the broker. Let me just say it's listening. I did not see all those things were like a doctor message that National Radio.
Hello, Obuna. Obuna Jackson, cannot hear you at this point in time. I think the network is playing tricks. Let's take this one. Hello and good morning. Hello. All right, that would be a miss. But we see quite a number. Okay, let's just take this now. Hello.
Yedi.
Yes, please. Good morning. Bright.
Good morning. This is Bright.
Bright, where are you calling from?
Airport Road.
All right, Bright, let's get into it. 30 seconds, please.
We are listening to the president's speech.
Right.
Never took light.
Okay.
And never improved. What do you do?
So never took light.
Yes, please, Bright.
Let the president, after that speech, let him go to look at his face and tell himself whether this thing is told Nigerians today, whether they are truth. Let me tell you, the problem of Nigerians is that the leaders continue churning out lies to the citizens. That's why the citizens, when they tell them to have hope, most of them will tell you there is no hope. So that's our problem. Since we don't have much time, the only thing is that if you know you are doing something that is wrong and they tell you, remove your hand from that thing you are doing, please, leaders, remove your hand. Turn a new leaf so that Nigeria will be a better place for us to live.
Right.
While our people running away from Nigeria, that's the ask. If you get connection, me, I want to follow. Thank you.
All right, Bright, thank you. The only connection I have is Jesus, is God. All right, so please, Bright. Anyways, I see this message right here, and I'm just going to take it as quickly as I could. My name is Alex Obundu from Pape, Abuja. The independent speech of Mr. President holds no water. EFCC is a toothless bulldog and has continuously pondered to the whims and caprices of political enemies. Let Billow go if you cannot prosecute him in accordance with the law. Okay, and this one says, impressive program, joined late but gained a lot. I want to make a comment on the FCC and Bello saga. We cannot continue like that if we want a better Nigeria for everyone. And it is now clear that EFCC is just out for media trial, and Nigerians can no longer entertain this needless drama. This is coming from Okwe Godfrey from Kubwa. But let's get on to this one here now. Friday Okori, okay, from Jikwoyi, right?
They are talking about EFCC. You can see they are concerned about the corruption fight. Very, very important. Because when you become selective and vindictive, people no longer take you serious. You hear the slogan that we're saying, if you don't like it, go to court.
Right.
That tells you that even the court can give them victory. They are sure of themselves what they are doing.
Well, we'll just take up, and it's really amazing though how that turnaround is just flipped. But then let's get to Friday Okori from Jikoi. Says EFCC has, by their unfortunate actions when Bello visited the facility, confirmed the fears of many Nigerians that they have vested interest in this Bello case and that they are not really out to fight corruption but to do the biddings of political enemies by silencing Bello forever. Former Governor Ayo Fayose was accompanied by Wike and others to EFCC then. It went well. May God help us in this okay, I cannot go with that one though. But yes, this will be the very last that I'll be taking at this point in time. For want of time, we cannot go any further. Says my gentle UD, welcome back. Unisa, okay. It says Unisa Dantani Ibrahim, okay, from Abaji. President Tinubu had said all in a speech, but does not is not in coherence with some situation at hand, because he had completely forgotten that the cost of hunger in Nigeria is due to hikes in petroleum and electricity. Let's all make comparison with colonial eras and present eras. Since independence in 1960, things are not moving proper. A democracy which is seen as the government of the people is now government of pains. Every government comes and worsening the situation. We have to go back to the needful. No one will lead this country down to Nigeria to put things in places. Things has to be done by us. Our leaders should wake up. Let's do away with corruption. Let's do away with sentiment. Let's do away with segregation in political parties. All we need is dividends of democracy. Thanks, he says, Unisa Dantani Ibrahim from Abaji. I mean, the phone lines are beeping left to right and center, but we would not be able to go further. I mean, the time is already far spent, but I want to especially take this time out to thank you, and to you that is watching across social media platforms. Well done. I see that one. Good morning, Mr. Udrak, you say, Daniel, and Sir Daniel in the studio. All right, that makes sense to me now. Happy New Month and happy Independence Day to all Nigerians. May God bless, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Etamaidat, you're saying that one. Azim Ibrahim, we'll see you too with the green, white, green. Abba Anointi, Joseph says a very good morning to, Daniel Edache Atai. Right, greetings going all round. But yes, it does promise to be maybe a new facelift, especially listening to, the guest right here speak about, the matters that concern leadership, the concerns, policies, and the politics that goes down in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Right Honorable, for stepping into the studio and having this discourse with us. We look forward to more conversations with you. But this is where we call it a close, as at 10 o'clock will be time for the Midday Extra Show. Tomorrow is yet another day as we go talking politics and current affairs. Remember that the power is in the people and politics is what we address. Good morning.